Welcome back to Montana this morning. The time is 6:47. It's a beautiful start to the day here in Billings on this Friday as we take a live look from Amen Park for the Big Sky International Balloon Rendezvous. They got the green flag, so there they are taking off in their balloons and baskets. And I just read that they're going to head east-ish towards Lockwood. So if you're out and about this morning, take a look in the sky and admire those big, beautiful balloons overhead. Let's go ahead and jump into news now. We begin in Southern California this morning where 16 Marines were arrested Thursday at Camp Pendleton. A statement from the 1st Marine Division says the troops were taken in for alleged involvement in various illegal activities ranging from human smuggling to drug-related offenses. Officials say none of the Marines served in support of the immigration enforcement mission along the southern border. A massive manhunt has ended in Los Angeles with the arrest of a man suspected of killing 4 people over a span of about 12 hours. 26-year-old Jerry Dean Zaragoza killed his father, brother, and injured his mother. Police say Zaragoza then shot 2 people working at a gas station, killing a woman he knew. But police say it appears Zaragoza did not know his final victim, a man shot on the bus. Investigators say they are still trying to determine what set him off. And the Justice Department announced the government will start executing death row inmates again for the first time in 16 years. The head of the Bureau of Prisons has been directed to execute 5 death row inmates, all convicted child killers. The Justice Department said it would use a single drug to avoid botched executions that came with so-called drug cocktails. As of the end of last year, there were 62 federal prisoners awaiting execution. Currently, there are no Montanans serving federal death penalty sentences. There are 2 people currently on death row at the state prison in Montana. Those men are Ronald Smith, a Canadian man convicted of killing 2 men in Glacier National Park back in 1982. The other, William Golahan, was given the death penalty for murdering 5 other inmates during the 1991 prison riot. Montana has not put a prisoner to death since 2006. However, this federal reinstatement of the death penalty will not affect those state cases. Back here in Billings, it's something you might not be surprised to see when in the Montana wild, but another sighting of a mountain lion right in the middle of the city is prompting a warning. This comes after a mountain lion was spotted once again not far from the MSUB campus on Thursday morning, and it was caught on camera. Q2's Andrea Lutz reports.
At the corner of Virginia Lane and Silver Lane, early Thursday morning, another reported sighting of a mountain lion. This coming after the last 2 weeks have been filled with Billings residents also reporting that they've seen one too.
And it seems the reported sightings keep coming.
And everybody keeps saying they see it. But it was like 8:45 this morning. Supposedly it was, they say right here, but I want to say it was back there.
And has those living on Silver Lane taking precaution.
I just think people need to be vigilant, be aware, especially people with children and animals.
They're always on the block.
Brooke Murphy usually walks to his job at the hospital.
Yeah, I usually just walk right through MSU Billings campus, but it was about 10 days ago or so that I heard that mountain lion was in the area. So then, since then, I've been kind of driving around and just not going to take a chance right now.
And it was just about that time MSUB Chancellor Dan Edelman captured video of the mountain lion on surveillance cameras from his driveway.
Just the fact that somebody started seeing them is not surprising.
Mountain lions in town happen from time to time, according to Bob Gibson.
Wild turkeys walking up and down the middle of Rimrock Road. There are mule deer and white-tailed deer all over in there.
And on Silver Lane, there's turkeys too. And that has those living on this street thinking that's a good reason why a mountain lion might keep hanging around here.
Yeah, canary in the mine shaft. That's a, yeah. I've just keep an eye on them, and I'm like, okay, they're still around. So maybe the mountain lion moved on.
In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
And unless the mountain lion destroys something, FWP says the plan for now is to leave it alone. However, if they do find it, Bob Gibson tells us they will euthanize the animal. He says unlike bears, there's no way to relocate a big cat. Elsewhere, the man whose body was found in the Yellowstone River near Warden has been identified. Yellowstone County Deputy Coroner Rich Hoffman says he was 42-year-old Curtis Paul Wallett of Billings. Wallett's body was found Saturday evening by river floaters. His cause of death is pending as the coroner's office waits on results from a toxicology report. However, Hoffman did mention the death did not appear suspicious. The coroner's office did not have an estimate on how long Wallett was dead before his body was discovered. In Sweetgrass County, crews continue to search for a 50-year-old man who fell into the Boulder River while fishing. The search began Wednesday afternoon. His hat and backpack were found where he fell into the river about 42 miles south of Big Timber. Search and rescue is dealing with extremely difficult conditions, including steep terrain, log jams, and large boulders. The river is also running abnormally high for this time of year. Here in Billings, the EPA and DEQ want to make sure a groundwater Superfund site is safe over the long term, so they met with the public to share some test results. More than 80 attended Thursday night's meeting to hear about the results from the most recent test from 2016 to 2018. In 2008, the EPA cleaned up an area at 715 Central Avenue. That was the main source of chemicals that were once used in dry cleaning. The recent investigation also shows 3 more sources with smaller amounts of chemicals. The main concern is vapor seeping into buildings.
The soil contamination is at the source areas and it's at depth that no one's contacting the groundwater, no one's drinking the groundwater. EPA emergency removal focused on eliminating immediate health risks. That was successful.
There appears to be still some source around the Big Sky Linen, but it did result in lower concentrations of PCE in the groundwater and a reduction that resulted in fewer vapors getting into people's homes of this contaminant.
It is possible the Billings site will be placed on the EPA's national priorities list. From there, it would undergo emergency removal by the EPA, use state money, or a combination of those options. A bill aimed at lowering prescription drug prices has advanced in the U.S. Senate Finance Committee. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the Prescription Drug Price Reduction Act could save taxpayers as much as $85 billion in Medicare costs nationwide. Other key provisions of the act include lowering Medicare beneficiaries' out-of-pocket expenses by $27 billion over 10 years and saving beneficiaries $5 billion in premiums. The legislation aims to modernize and improve Medicare Part B, Part D, and Medicaid. The bill has bipartisan support, including from Montana U.S. Senator Steve Daines, who sits on the Senate Finance Committee and voted in support of the measure on Thursday.
This is a legislative product and a result of over 6 months of bipartisan negotiations. I commend Chairman Grassley, Ranking Member Wyden for their leadership and their commitment to delivering legislation, delivering an outcome, delivering a result for Montanans and the American people that will actually start to address this issue of high cost of prescription drugs.
And now in other news, for many, the first day of school is something to look forward to. New school clothes and new school supplies. But this is also a challenging time for some families due to money constraints. Verizon Cellular Plus stores in the area are doing their part to help relieve some of that burden and give back. On Saturday, July 27th, all Montana and Wyoming Cellular Plus stores will give away backpacks filled with school supplies. Backpacks can be picked up Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon.
That's actually probably one of the most exciting things we're looking forward to, is just having the kids come in and smile and get to pick out what color they want and walking out with their parents ready to start school.
Anyone is eligible for the backpacks, but Cellular Plus asks the child be in attendance. Donations are still being accepted at any of the Cellular Plus locations up until the end of the event on Saturday. Now we go to White Sulphur Springs, where the 9th annual Red Ants Pants Festival is underway with a folk headliner and some country acts to follow. Last year, the Red Ants Pants Festival was named the Event of the Year by the Montana Office of Tourism and Business Development. The event's organizer tells us how much Red Ants Pants means to her.
They should come for all these reasons of what a unique event it is. Like, yes, you can hear great music in a lot of places, but this place is pretty special with our views and our sunsets and, again, that authentic, genuine feel. And really it comes down to not just the landscape, but the people here, both in our community and our festival fans. And that really is it's a big festival family.
The festival goes through Sunday. Online tickets are no longer available, but you can still purchase tickets at the gate.